Most people will never own real estate. Not because they can't afford it, but because they've been told a lie about what real estate actually is. And that one lie is keeping them on the wrong side of the biggest wealth transfer happening right now, quietly, every single month, in every city, in every country, in every economy. Here's the lie. Real estate is for rich people. Here's the truth. Real estate is how people become rich, and the ones already inside the system, they're collecting money from the people still believing the lie. Stay with me, because in the next few minutes, you're gonna see exactly how this works. And once you see it, you genuinely cannot unsee it. Let me show you a number that should make you uncomfortable. The average person spends over $300,000 on rent over their lifetime. $300,000 gone. No asset, no equity, no return, just gone. And here's what makes it worse, that money didn't disappear. It went somewhere, into someone's account. Every month, like clockwork. That someone is a landlord. And the landlord didn't earn that money by working harder than you. They earned it by owning something while you didn't. That's the whole secret. Own something. Let it pay you. But wait, because here's where it gets even more interesting. And this is the part most people never hear. The way real estate passive income works is almost embarrassingly simple once you strip away the complicated language. Think of it like a vending machine. You buy the machine, you place it somewhere people want to use it, and then every single week, whether you're working, sleeping, on vacation, or doing absolutely nothing, the machine collects money for you. You don't stand there handing out snacks. The machine does the work. Real estate is just a very large, very expensive vending machine. You buy the property, someone else lives in it, they pay you every month. That payment covers your mortgage, which the bank mostly funded, and whatever's left over is yours. Now read that again slowly. Someone else is paying off your debt while you collect the difference. That's not a get-rich-quick scheme. That's just math. And it's been working this way for centuries. But here's the question nobody asks. Why doesn't everyone do this? Because of a mental trap called present bias. Researchers have studied this for decades. The human brain is literally wired to overvalue what's happening right now and undervalue everything in the future. It's why we spend on things that feel good today instead of investing in things that pay off in 10 years. And real estate is the ultimate future payoff. The benefit doesn't arrive tomorrow. It builds slowly, quietly, month by month. And our brains are terrible at getting excited about slow and quiet. So instead of buying the vending machine, most people keep feeding it. They pay rent. They tell themselves they'll invest someday. And someday never comes because someday isn't a date on a calendar. It's just a feeling that gets pushed forward every year. Meanwhile, the people who did buy the machine aren't doing anything special. They're not smarter, they're not luckier. They just made one decision at one point in time, and the asset has been compounding ever since. Here's where it gets really uncomfortable though, and this is something almost nobody talks about openly. Every single month, the gap between property owners and non-property owners gets wider. Not because owners are doing more work, but because two forces are running simultaneously on their side and zero forces are running on yours. Force 1. The property is going up in value over time. Historically, real estate appreciates. Not every year, not in every market, but over the long arc up. Force 2. Every mortgage payment reduces the debt. The tenant pays rent, that rent covers the mortgage shrinks. The owner's equity grows. Two forces, both working, every month, without the owner lifting a finger. For non-owners, those same months pass, and nothing compounds, nothing builds. The rent payment resets to zero every 30 days. This is what people mean when they talk about the rich getting richer. It's not conspiracy, it's not unfair. It's just asset ownership running its natural course, and the only way to change which side you're on is to own something. So let's talk about how you actually do that. Because this is where most finance content leaves you hanging, and I'm not going to do that. Let's use real numbers. You find a small apartment. Purchase price, $100,000. You put down $20,000, that's your money. The bank lends you $80,000. Your monthly mortgage? Around $400. You rent the apartment for $700 a month. Cash flow. $300 every month, $3,600 every year. On a $20,000 investment, that's an 18% annual return before the property even appreciates in value. Now, here's what makes this different from almost every other investment. With stocks, you invest your own money and hope the market goes up. With real estate, you invest mostly the bank's money, and a tenant pays it back for you while you keep the profits. That's called leverage, and it's one of the most powerful legal wealth-building tools that exists. One property becomes cash flow. Cash flow becomes savings. Savings become a down payment on property 2. Property 2 generates more cash flow. The machine buys more machines. But I know what some of you are thinking right now. I don't have $20,000. Or, I don't want to deal with tenants. Fair. Here's what you do. You don't have to start with a physical property. There's a thing called a REIT, a real estate investment trust. It lets you invest in real estate through the stock market. You can start with $10. You own a small slice of a large portfolio of commercial properties, apartment complexes, warehouses, office buildings. You don't manage anything. You don't call a plumber at midnight. You just collect quarterly dividends from properties you partly own. Is it the same as owning a rental outright? No. The returns are different, the control is different, but as a starting point, as a way to get your foot inside the door of real estate before you have the capital for a down payment, it's completely legitimate. And psychologically, something important happens when you make that first investment, even a small one. You stop being a bystander watching other people build wealth, and you start being a participant. That mental shift alone changes how you make every financial decision after it. Then, when you're ready to step up to direct ownership, you'll already think like an investor. Which brings me to the most important thing I want you to take away from this video. Rule 1. Numbers over feelings. The biggest mistake new real estate investors make is falling in love with a property. Doesn't matter how beautiful it is, doesn't matter if you'd want to live there. The only question is, does the rent cover all costs and leave cash flow? If yes, it's worth looking at. If no, it's a liability with nice flooring. Rule 2. Small and boring beats big and exciting. Your first rental doesn't need to be impressive. A single apartment in a stable rental market generating $300 a month in cash flow is more valuable to your financial life than a dream property that barely breaks even. Rule 3. Start before you're ready. The people waiting for the perfect market conditions, the perfect interest rate, the perfect property are still waiting. The people who bought something imperfect 5 years ago are 5 years into compounding. Done beats perfect every single time. Every month, rent payments flow across this country. Millions of them. That money doesn't disappear. It lands somewhere, in someone's account. The only question that matters is whether you're the one paying it or the one receiving it. That's not destiny. That's not luck. That's a decision. And the earlier you make it, the longer the machine runs while you're not watching. If this changed how you think about real estate, hit like. And tell me in the comments, which side of the rent equation are you on right now? Because the conversation in those comments, that might be the most valuable thing you watch today.